Hello, this is Tom, aka Jedion here for Star Frontiers Gamer and Tabletop Tap Room with another Fanzine Friday, number 24, which means, of course, that we are reviewing Star Frontiersman number 24. So, this is an interesting issue. The cover here is artwork from an architect in Paris. And it's concept designs, but he's also done buildings. And so what happens is this is for the lily pad, which is a floating city, an amphibious floating city. You can see the boats here for scale. It's an eco habitat, and there's a whole write-up on it. And when you come here to the table of contents, you've got the forward here, talking about discussions at the Yahoo group, SF-UN. The Star Frontiers Yahoo group no longer exists. You click that link, it's a dead link. However, the second link here is for the architect, and I've already got a tab ready. And when you go there, he's got these latest projects scrolling through the feed. And eventually you get to something like the lily pad. This lily pad's not on the feed anymore, but a lot of his designs are very sci-fi when you see them. And these are actually really interesting and fascinating that you might consider grabbing these one of these images and using it as a location in your sci-fi game, whether Star Frontiers or anything else. Some of them are really fascinating. Would make a great locations. So this is well worth clicking on this this architect's link. Like I said, he's an architect in Paris. Now, jumping back to the magazine, right away you've got this first article is called Inspiration Zone, and they're talking about the inspiration from this Vincent Caillebotte. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, which is a crime because of my French background. So these are the lily pads are floating ecopolises for climate refugees. Now this is talking about them for this world, and there's a lot of discussion. This is a whole article written by him. There's a whole discussion about real world issues and things concerning these lily pad cities that he's designed. And then a coral reef matrix here. And this is a gorgeous looking sci-fi city. So these are really fascinating. And the thing that I would do in particular in using this in the Star Frontiers universe is we know for certain one planet in the frontier is a water world, and that is the world of Fair, that it has 5 islands. And that the Capellan free merchants have limited themselves to those 5 islands. Well, I would just go ahead and hand wave in these lily pad cities on Fair as well, just because they are a good match. They are a good mix. And then right here at the end of this, we've got this link here for Salvage Ops. This game originally appeared in the pages of Star Frontiersman number 17 as a print and play. Since then, we've commissioned artwork and built the game into a high-quality components. So there's a link there, and we might as well go to it. Salvage Ops. So it's got a little bit better art this time around. Originally, I think they used what basically looked like a Sathar destroyer for the ship to be, the image for the ship to be salvaged. So they've commissioned new artwork, so it's probably going to be a little bit different from that print and play. And if you enjoyed the print and play from Star Frontiersman 17, you might consider, dropping the dime on a purchase here for Salvage Ops from DWD Studios. Now, who's DWD Studios? For those who don't know, DWD Studios was started by Bill Logan, who is the founding editor of the Star Frontiersman magazine, and Larry Moore, who was one of the major editors who ushered the magazine along for quite a while, for several issues. So they founded DWD Studios. So they are good friends of the frontier. And they've put out Frontier. They put out Frontier Space, which is an homage to Star Frontiers. It's a very good game, and Bare Bones Fantasy, Covert Ops, various games here. So that well worth checking out. I encourage you to click on the link and check them out. And then a parting shot of architectural artwork here from this architect, Vincent from Paris. Next, we get into character races. The Pilovan is an adaptation of a Larry Niven species. It's written up by Ken Ryan. We get, there's some artwork here. That's Ken's sketches and Larry Niven's black and white sketches. And then there's another character race that's the Steroids. These are a lizard species, if I'm not mistaken, the Felpa. And these have been seen, these were spotlighted in some of the lost Star Frontiers internet. So they've been dug up and published here to keep them in publication so they're not lost. And then at the end of this selection here, we get Star Clash, another product. This was produced by Tom Stevens. I play tested it. It's up on, if you click the link, it'll take you to Star Clash by New Frontier Games. So this is being sold on Drive-Thru RPG. And you can get the print and play PDF or just the cards, or the print and play PDF plus the cards. So I've played it. I played it in the two-person mode, but it's usually a 3 to 9 players. So you can check that out as well. That was actually a fun game. Next, we get into equipment. Now, this is an Andrew Campbell, another great offering from him. And this is new vehicles for Star Frontiers, but it's really a fascinating article. You've got the military crawler as a tank, self-propelled artillery or APC. You've got crawler as a transport, like a civilian transport maybe. The utility crawler. These are all great, tracked vehicles to be added to Star Frontiers. He's done an assault launch, cargo launch, and the heavy assault launch or gunship. And eventually you come down here to a launch suborbital. And this one, he actually provides, I believe this is the one where he provides Nighthawk stats for it. He then digs out the Lunar Excursion Vehicle from 2001, A Space Odyssey module, and rehabs that and puts it back into print so it's available. So you got a Lunar Doom Buggy, the Magna Trucks and Magna Cargo Trailers. These are from SF 86, Dark Side of the Moon. So these vehicles were in Dark Side of the Moon. These were rehabbed and put in here. Desert Rover or Doom Buggy, because we need a Desert Rover or Doom Buggy. So I mean, again, it's a ton of stuff. There's a beefed up Lunar Rover or Moon Buggy included, and then we get hypersonic transport or scramjet. That's a great addition to the game. Nighthawk statistics are included, and then we start getting into these walkers. Now, the cargo walker is a six-legged, hexapedal, six-legged walker, but you get into these survey walkers, they're two-legged. So you know what that looks like. It looks like the little chicken walker from Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. So, that's a great addition to the game. I love the survey walkers. He digs out the stats for the Zeppelin from Star Frontiers Nighthawks 2, Mutiny on the Eleanor Morays. And, so this is just a great, thorough article digging out non-standard vehicles from all the different sources that they've been in, adding a few of his own. And that's a great resource right there on non-standard vehicles. Next up, we get spaceships. Dominic Nick Pelletier. This guy loves to design spaceships, and I love his work. The Embecker Dance is a passenger liner, hull size 8, and he does a thorough write-up. I mean, this is thorough write-up of what's on all the decks, and we get this one-shot picture of the cross-section and the decks, and we get the individual breakdown of the decks. Now, so we're just scrolling through these. But what's important here is this is support material for the next issue, because there's a whole adventure in the next issue. And so the final issue of the Star Frontiersman is a complete adventure. This ship is what brings the player characters to the planet that's involved in the next issue. So this is great support material. Then we get into Creatures of the Frontier by Ben Rollo Gorman. Now, Ben had a lot of time on his hands, because what he's done here is these are bonus creatures for that next adventure. He's designed 55 creatures for one planet. These are bonus. There's like another, I think there's enough between this issue of Star Frontiersman and the next issue. There's enough for like 180 creatures in for that one planet. So you get a monster manual on steroids just for one planet. And it's an aquatic planet, so these are all aquatic species. There is some artwork with them. There's 55. I've recounted twice. There's 55 of these aquatic species. And they managed to come up with some artwork for some of them. So that was great. Most of this artwork is from people on DeviantArt. Some of these are really, really great sketches for these creatures. So this is Ben with too much time on his hands. But man, you got to respect that. 55 aquatic creatures for one planet. Then the next article. So those two articles, the Embecker Dance and then all those 55 creatures for that planet that you're going to visit in Star Frontiersman number 25. That's just support material for Star Frontiersman 25's adventure. Next, we get More Animals of the Frontier by Victor Gildarubio. And he introduces, you know how in the Alpha Dawn book you've got, the table for carnivorous creatures, table for herbivores, table for omnivores. He's introducing a table here for herd creatures. And at first I was like, I don't know. But you know what? The more I've thought about this, the more I like it. Special attack is trample. Special defense is alertness. So he does a write-up here on herd creatures, and I think it's great. And then he gives us the antelope. Anthrope. It's a creature of Cassadine. You get the golden horned anthrope, another creature of Cassadine. So I think that's great. You get the bluegill, which is a creature of Capella, the planet Fair in the Capella system. Again, I mentioned the planet Fair is a water world, so this is a great addition. Then we get the blue Terrapin. This is a turtle-like creature native to Clarion in the White Light system. The only problem with that is the Warriors of White Light module told us that the only plants on Clarion were liches and mosses, and then there was no other higher life forms or animals. So I hand wave that humans have introduced native species from wherever they came from. So if you allow for Earth in your setting, they've introduced a lot of Earth species. And this blue Terrapin, which looks like a snapping turtle on steroids and irritable, even more irritable than the snapping turtle, then it's a snapping turtle that was introduced and has evolved to fit the environment. That's how I treat it. So that's where I go with this. Now, there's this little feature in here about them being poisonous. Now, these inhabit the swamps and marshes of Clarion. And this little point about them being poisonous makes a neat little intersection with an article I wrote in the Frontier Explorer issue 12. And it was an ecological adventure called The Frog That Kissed the Prince. And a frog here is spelled Frogg, and that is the frog, the Sathar bioconstruct that they took harmless creatures from the frontier and were experimenting them in the lab on Sundown Star Mist system. And so they made these what are essentially identical to harmless frontier creatures and made them a poisonous or an attack, something that was dangerous. And so you had 10 of those, and one of them was called the Frog, spelled Frogg. And so then I wrote this little scenario, and I like the idea of the frog, which I've written in here, a poison variant, being eaten by the blue terrapin. That one of the responses on Clarion to this invasive species is using the blue terrapin to try to control this invasive species that would be almost impossible to eradicate. So that's a neat little intersection, and I point that out. I would use the blue terrapin in this adventure, and it would be one of the responses that they come about. And the reason why the blue terrapin have become poisonous in their flesh is because they're eating these poisonous frogs. So that's what I would do with that particular bad boy. Next up, we get silverback carp, Cassidine, and cave raptor from Dixon Star, and a cave shrike from Volturnus. So a nice little mix of creatures from Victor Gil de Rubio. And then if we didn't have enough creatures, we get this article called Tarkix Zag-Zin's Field Guide to Frontier Creatures, Volume 3. And it's by Alan Troussel. And so we get even more creatures from Groth, from Turladrom. Both Groth and Turladrom are in the Fromeltar system. And Kidikik and Losend. I mean, so this is a monster manual, this issue all by itself. So instead of classifieds, we got a full page ad here for the Frontier Explorer. That link still works. The issues 1 through 6 were out and contemporary with this issue of the Star Frontiersman. So this is Star Frontiersman number 24. It is practically a monster manual all by itself, with all of those creatures introduced by 3 different authors, 2 playable species or NPC species, some great sci-fi inspiration with this architect out of Paris, and support material for the coming issue of Star Frontiersman number 25. So this is Tom from Tabletop Taproom and Star Frontiers Gamer with another Frontiersman Friday. Thanks for watching my video. Thanks to my subscribers. You guys are great. And I will see you in the frontier.